Hi everybody, welcome back to a new episode. Here we are looking at ATER once more. So ATER is down by about 2.7% today. It's not as bad as what we were seeing yesterday, and a few things to note before we do enter the video. The main one is going to be the fact that we have about an hour to go and we're down by only 23 cents. So yeah, things really do have the opportunity to turn themselves back round potentially. But yeah, the drop that we are seeing today is not anywhere near as bad as what we were seeing yesterday. We're looking at what this means on a wider perspective. Of course, we are doing that technical analysis on the 1 day, 5 day and 1 month chart. On top of that, we're going to be looking at the options that we have for this stock as well. I think it's going to be a relatively good video for you guys because we do have some really interesting data coming from the options. So yeah, I think you guys will want to watch and stay tuned for that. Now, before we do fully enter, remember this is not financial advice and I am not a financial advisor. It's very important to remember that ATER is one of these quote-unquote short squeeze stocks, and I think that makes it carry an extreme amount of risk. I want you guys to be informed of the risk and know that whilst this one does have the potential to go up by a large amount, it also does have that same potential to drop in the future. I think you guys should be informed of that in every single video, and that is why I do say it at the beginning. But yeah, do remember as well to subscribe, share it with a friend, share it with a family member if you enjoy what you see. It would help and go a long way. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to jump into this one, and we're actually going to start off by looking on the more simple charts and just defining what we are seeing in the past day or so. So yeah, the first thing to look at is the markets as a whole and what we're seeing for those. Now hopefully we'll get to cover these in a YouTube short later on, but you know what guys, the markets aren't looking too bad. An example down here is the Dow Jones is up by 1%, a few of our other indices around the world, the Nikkei 225 is up by a small amount, and actually go over to a few of the US markets which are not listed here but I have looked at them myself, and you know what, they're not looking too bad either, so I'm really happy. Come over here, you'll see a few of our favourite stocks which we look at a lot. We can see in this sector of quote-unquote meme stocks, we have MRIN up, we have BBIG up, CEI up as well. NE is down a little bit, AMC is up as well, so you can see it is a green day across the markets as a whole, and especially across this field of, as I said, quote-unquote meme stocks, as people do like to call them. So that's the motions that we are seeing across the market today for this particular stock. When we look at the trend on the 1 day, we can see that basically we had an okay morning till about 12:50. From that point we started to drop a little bit lower, and yeah, that really did occur for the majority of the day from there. So 12:50 started to see this one come down further and further and further. We hit lows in the day so far, which were down here at about $8.09, and then we have bounced off that now up to $8.25, which is really good. So what I want to look at first is the options that we have. Now these are the options which are expiring in about 8 days from now, but these are the most recent ones I do believe. So yeah, these are expiring in 8 days, and what I want to focus on is the prices, the strike prices of these options, and you know, how close we are to getting a lot more options in the money, and obviously how beneficial that would be for ATER. So where we are right now, we have options in the money up to a point of $7.50, which is fine, and this is the volume, by the way, for options at that point. Very low at 350, very low at 4, coming all the way up to 550, quite low as well. Coming up down here to 750 is still very low at only 830. But what I really want to focus on is come up to $10, we got 4,000, which 4,900 rather. So you can see here we only have 800. We have an extra 4,100 on top of that if we can get to $10 in the next 8 days. Now, if you bring it up from there to 12.50, you get an extra 4,000 on top of that 4,000. And if you bring it up to $15, you get an extra 2,000, which would be in the money. So really, what we're aiming for is at least $10 in the next 8 days. If that can happen, I'm not saying it's possible, but if it can, it would mean a lot for options, and of course it would be very beneficial to the cause overall. Now we're going to have a look at the puts for this stock. So we can see so far we do have a few puts in the money, but really nothing to speak about, and certainly nowhere as near as many as there is for the calls, which are in the money, which is good as well. So we have only a few puts in the money, which is fine. Come up to 750, we get a lot more puts in the money, but still not too high. So ultimately we are aiming for the stock to remain above the 750 mark in the next 8 days, and then we will not get those extra 1,500 puts in the money, which would of course be beneficial to the long investors. So yeah, things from this are looking good. You know, Aiming for $10 is reasonable. I think it is absolutely possible. From where we are right now, we don't really have too far to go, and especially on the 5-day and 1-month chart, you know, I do think it is now possible that we could be seeing a little bit of a reversal in trend, hopefully coming soon for ATER. Now, this is not really confirmed yet. I think it is still too early to speak about it, but I'll get into this in just a few seconds when we do our technical analysis. But I'm really happy with the data that we have from this. Now, another thing that I want to speak about is what I mentioned briefly yesterday with ATER and what this stock has in store for the future. I think this one is really promising. You know, where we are right now, I know that the price does keep dropping, but a few things are, of course, one, the market as a whole isn't too good right now. Two, we are seeing stocks in a similar sector when it comes to, as in these quote-unquote short squeeze stocks. A lot of these are falling as well. And the third point that I want to make is, yeah, we do have a lot of short interest, but that doesn't really count for anything. We need to have a lot of interest from long investors as well, people who are going long on the stock. Now, it's quite hard to measure how many people are long on the stock, but one thing that we can do to find out a little bit about the interest for the stock is we can see how popular it is on a few social media sites. Come over to Twitter and you will find a lot of messages about ATER that have been left in literally the last minute. Come down a bit further and you will be able to find on StockTwits a lot more data about ATER over there. Type in there, we can see how many followers we have for this stock. So we're going to go over to ATER, and this community on StockTwits right now has a following number of about 26,885, so it's really not too bad. If we look at how this has been moving for message volume most recently, it has been falling a little bit, so we'll have to see if this does continue to fall. But yeah, we have a recently okay amount, or at least a reasonably okay amount of interest in the stock. Can we have this continue, or will we see interest slowly fade away? I think it becomes increasingly uncertain as we have more and more quote-unquote short squeeze names being put on the market. And you know, it does make me quite apprehensive, especially with these smaller short squeeze plays, in the sense that AMC and GME, they are the original short squeeze plays. It doesn't mean that there is no room for in the market for other short squeeze plays, but I think, you know, with the amount that we do have coming out right now, it does make me a bit cautious when it comes to looking at them and saying that they are good buys. So ultimately, what I'm trying to say, guys, is ATER, it does have that potential from a data standpoint, but we need, of course, the interest from retail to continue too. Now we're going to have a look at the data and the actual indicators on the 1-day, 5-day and 1 month. As I mentioned, on the 1 day we can see we're sat on a moving average of 822, which is fine. We're coming up from that as well. You can see this is a lagging indicator and it is lagging behind that bit of a reversal that we are seeing towards the end of day, which is actually very good because it is bringing us almost into the green now for the end of day, which would be a superb finish. We can see down here the RSI is at 61 because it is coming up after that growth that we have seen. We are seeing the MACD down here coming up into the green as well. Now, one thing that you guys will know, I don't really think that the 1-day data is too important, but on the 5-day we're sat on that moving average exactly, I do believe, which is really good. We're sat on the RSI at 60, so we're coming down to 50, that would be ideal, but 60 is not really anything too bad, and we are currently bearish on the MACD, but we do appear to be forming a bit of a bullish trend on the 5-day, which again could all hint to the potential of a reversal coming, but I think it is a bit too early to say so. The 1-month chart will show us right now, we have been dropping on both the RSI and the MACD. We're coming down to almost negative territory now on the MACD, but we are not there yet. We're seeing these candles form at the bottom, which is a bearish sign. And up here, we are sat on 45, which is not too bad yet, but again, it has been dropping as the price has been. But one thing that we are seeing as the time does pass, I do believe that we are seeing momentum to the downside kind of slow, which is a good thing as well. So ultimately, we are trying to look for a little bit of a reversal right now. Now, whether that happens or not, I am unsure. When it comes to would I buy ATER right now or not, I personally would not buy it right now. I think it could be an early sign, but like I said before, with these stocks, I think they carry so much risk. Even if I was looking to get into any of these, I would rather just wait a little bit, lose some of that profit, and then be a bit happier and a bit more certain in my conviction that the stock is going to do what I think. So I would wait it out a little bit, see what the movement is, see if we do move upwards, as hopefully we do. But yeah, I would wait out and just lose a bit of those profits, in my personal opinion, to get in at a point where I would feel a bit more secure. That's just my personal opinion, and of course it is not financial advice, but I hope you enjoyed this very quick video. I'll see you all again soon, guys. Goodbye. So thank you for watching through till the end, but let me tell you about our Discord. So on your screen, you'll be seeing the N2S Finance Discord. Obviously, it is split into multiple sections. Basically, at the top, we have updates from me and all that kind of good stuff. If you scroll down a bit further, we have the main sections where we focus on cryptos, SPACs, and other hot stocks, including penny stocks, even stable growth stocks as well. And we even have a special AMC GME chat. If you scroll down, you can see some research and DD from the community. We also have funny memes, and you can see actual contributions from members down here. And again, if you do join us, it is completely free, link is down below. But if you do want to become a Patreon, you will actually get a pink sticker which will be displayed on your name. So your name will come up in pink as mine comes up in red down here, and that will show that you are a Patreon. But other than that, guys, you can join completely for free down below. You do not have to pay anything if you do not want to. Thank you for watching, see you soon.